Hello, hola, ni hao, and namaste. To all that are tuned in, however you may be tuned in, and welcome to a special segment in our debut of MZN's THC, aka the Hot Corner, where we grab a few buds, rap about the issues, burn the paper, and get lit together. Hey guys, thank you for watching. And if you can show your love and support with a like and subscription, heck, even just tell a few friends about us, we really appreciate it, as we out here trying to put foots in the game this year. And feel free to leave a comment, preferably on what you liked about today's show, or even dislike. Because believe me, we love the praises, but we also take all the smoke, believe that. If there's anything you guys would like to see discussed, drop that too, because we're a family and a movement first. So we like to bring to light the news that concerns you. Till then, I'm truly excited what we got lined up next for you guys. Happy New Year's from MZN. Stay safe and stay gold. Later, guys. I'm your man Dupree, and oh boy, what a year we had. Well, I thought I'd do something special for the closeout of 2020 and give you guys an opportunity to learn some of your favorite cast members just a little bit more in a very special way, and bring about some of the social issues that we had to handle this year. One and more importantly, the social behaviors regarding the outbreak that caused us to wear these. So, without further delay, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you my boy, MZN cast anchor, Carlton. Welcome to the show, brother.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, man. Happy New Year's. How's it been so far?
I mean, I don't know when you guys are seeing this, but when we're shooting this, is still the first day of the new year, right?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. So
it's hard to keep track out here nowadays.
Ain't nothing much changed yet. We getting there, you know.
Well, I'm glad I got you here today, man. Because there's a lot going on out here. Me being an essential worker, me being family oriented. I know you've been out here too with everything that you have going on with yourself.
Right.
The way we choose to handle this outbreak on a daily is actually really vital.
Yeah.
All right. So,
absolutely.
I've seen some things on these streets, man. I definitely see some things, some red flags.
Huh.
So, I thought it'd be best to get you here today so you can tell me some of the red flags you've seen out there and possibly what you did or could do so that we can avoid it in the future. Help our guests learn about it so they can do just the same and keep each other safe out here for the year.
Red flags. Well, the biggest red flag is obviously people who just don't give a damn.
That'll be where we start.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't adhere to wearing their masks or keeping a healthy distance from strangers, let alone family members. There's people who are congregating in mass numbers at clubs and parties.
Speaking of which, did you hear about the one? Sorry to cut you off, brother, but when they caught the orgy party.
Oh,
somewhere in the yes, 60 people they caught in a warehouse. Like, come on, guys. Anytime to do this, this will be the furthest of that top.
They was in there trying to catch more than COVID, I promise you.
It's quick. Well, it's funny that you say that, because now this is becoming just as much as an option as a condom is.
It's essential.
Essential. So another one of the things I noticed out there was that I would notice parents walking with children, or nannies walking with children. And some of them were wearing a mask, but the kids wouldn't.
I've seen that too, and it makes no sense unless you just don't care about your child. That's a possibility.
Oh, well, if you had to did you ever hear an excuse from one of these guys? Or you ever ask anybody exactly why that panned out?
No, I don't even want to talk to them because clearly their minds are on another plane that I don't want to exist on.
I think we need them on a plane that doesn't exist on this planet. Period. There's about to be survival of the fittest out here, right? With the 6 feet, I've also seen guys snot, blow their nose, and then write that same hint on the poles, doors, and everything like that. So you see anything disgusting in that nature?
Man, I've seen that and more. And the thing is, we live in New York, New York City, and it's not known for being the cleanliest city. It's a very densely packed in environment. So whether you're on mass transit or going through different stores or whatever it is, it's always a lot of people. And there's no way that with that many people, everyone is going to be hygienic. That's just not going to happen.
That's why it's not realistic.
It's not realistic. That's why sicknesses travel so much faster in mass quantities of people, because the more people, the more the probability is that somebody ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing, health-wise. So,
with that being said, actually here in New York, it seemed like we were leading the way for a while on exactly how to handle this situation. We do see the numbers going back up slightly in over 42 states now.
Right.
What do you think every other state should be doing to follow what New York is doing? What do you think that we're actually capitalizing on the best?
I think, funny enough, New Yorkers, we are notorious for being assholes, and I think that
Yeah, never lie there, bro.
having
Guilty
to
myself of
stay
times.
away from strangers or other people is not as hard for us as maybe other states where they're more spread out and they already don't have as much social interaction. So for us, we tend to need a break from people anyway. Whereas people who have no one around, they really need people around and they just don't know how to process being alone longer than they usually have to.
Speaking of which,
so they need some patience to answer your question. They need to slow their roll. Worry more about health, public safety than trying to normalize things and being comfortable and having fun, because nobody's gonna be having fun if we're all dead.
you never lie. I know with no sign of normalcy, of course, that's rising right now. How did it feel for you to have to be stuck inside? Especially around the holidays, man. I know you had to make some important decisions on who to see and who not to see,
right?
Who to have around and not have around. So exactly like Thanksgiving, for instance, and Christmas. How did that happen? How did that go for you?
For me, Thanksgiving is actually one of my favorite holidays of the year. I have a large family, and Thanksgiving obviously is the time of year when I finally get to see a lot of my cousins, uncles, and aunts that I don't get to see throughout the year.
Right.
So this year being the the one that we endured, it just wasn't feasible for the family to visit the house and everything. And that was compacted because I don't know if you know, but I also lost my grandmother earlier this year.
Yeah, we were definitely around for that, bro.
So the idea of grandma being gone, coupled with the family can't even come together, it made things a lot harder for us. But we still, because we love each other, had the mindset that even though we want to be together, it's still best that we keep that distance. So everyone stayed with their immediate family members at home. We all had small little Thanksgivings at home separately.
Right.
But we still sent our text messages around, the family group chat, the phone calls and everything. We communicated, which is the best thing you can do, because when you don't have that physical presence, you still have to reach out, communicate, let people know that you're thinking about them, and that kind of quells the loneliness a little bit.
That's actually one of the things I actually loved about the 21st century. Where we lack in probably social behaviors, just to fellow men, we actually make up for in technology.
Right.
So the fact that we are able to now Zoom or Skype or just FaceTime and be able to have our families at home without physically having them here at home was actually a major plus for a lot of people, especially me and mine.
It was the same thing when my grandmother was in the hospital. We were all able to send her videos and video call her while she was in the hospital, because during this global situation, we weren't able to go visit. They weren't allowing anybody in. We had to appoint one family member who was able to visit in and out, and that was the only one.
Right.
So my aunt took that position. So for the rest of us, we didn't get to see her until
the actual day of.
Right. So it's a hard adjustment for all of us, even if everyone in your family is healthy.
All right. What do you think? One of the most easiest concepts, one of the easiest behaviors we can actually start doing, even if we are ourselves, that you don't see people doing for the most part outside in your daily life?
Having a renewed sense of caution about what you touch, actually, because we don't know for sure if this thing is totally airborne. We don't know for sure. They say 6 feet of distance, but we don't know for sure how far things really travel, things like that.
They never truly know.
They never truly know.
And this thing has been mutating, so.
Right. But what you can, have control over is whether or not you pick it up, So if you're not the type to want to wear gloves, which, is uncomfortable for a lot of people or whatever, keeping your hand sanitizer when you touch common surfaces such as doors and poles that other people may have held.
Following some of the PP examples they give us, when you guys do wear a mask, this is kind of not wearing a mask. You have to raise it back up here. It has to be over. I definitely noticed a few other things out there, but to wrap this up in a nice bow for us, going into 2021, what is one of the things you hope that we won't actually have to face anymore outside of dealing with this behavior?
Face anymore?
Right.
Well, I guess the main thing would be that we find a way to uh, protect ourselves while still maintaining a sense of civilization. One that's strong enough that the economy won't be too negatively impacted. People's jobs, careers, and futures won't be too negatively impacted. I think the worst fallout from this global situation is just that people aren't able to take care of their families like they used to.
Hmm.
Being laid off, furloughed, stuck at home, and the government. We know. I'm not. I'm not trying to have a Kanye situation, but they don't look after us. They don't care. You pay your taxes. That's all they give a shit about.
Basically, we all just gotta look out for each other out here, even if no one else will.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, the culture bears. I know it's one of the most not keen things to talk about while we had out here, but with everyone that's watching right now, I just wanted to get some tips as to what they can do in their daily lives to keep moving forward, just to make sure that they keep each other safe out here as well as themselves. So, for instance, I would have to go see a sick family member, and then being within the household, I would know, you know what, make sure I was already clean, make sure I had sanitizer on hand, just in
Right.
case they didn't. Make sure I wear the proper mask and wear it the proper way.
Right.
Um, just before we close out, is there any vital information you want to give to these guys, or maybe a hopeful gesture you want to give to these guys, something that they can carry into the new year?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Watch
Unless you take the floor.
Millennial-Z News because we got y'all covered. That's the most important thing. All right. Stay in tune with us, and we'll stay connected with you.
Well, you heard it, man. The thing out here is we have a few guys in leadership right now that's giving us all the wrong information as far as how to keep each other safe, as far as how to keep each other moving out here. So it's beautiful to have a platform where we can also give you guys a place to escape and also give you some advice on what to do in case you're ever in a situation and don't know how to face it yourself. So, Carlton, it's a pleasure having you here, brother. So that'll do it for today's episode and segment of THC. Stay gracious, stay observant, stay lit, and stay determined. In other words, stay gold. Happy New Year's from MZN, and stay safe, guys.